Hi, hope everyone is well. As you can see before me, it is an almost complete V8 Dyson Absolute. Now, I got this second hand at a bargain price at the start of the year. An unexpected buy. I'd hoped to be able to get a V6 at a reasonable price. As it turned out, I spotted this, and here it is. Now, I've been quite cautious over cordless machines in the past, especially when it came to Dyson. They are exceptionally expensive for what they are, which is a stick machine. And I wasn't convinced over their cleaning ability versus spending a similar amount on a corded upright. My mind hasn't changed that much. Don't get me wrong, I became quite a fan of the V8. It is not without its flaws, and some of those flaws are quite large. Is this worth the hundreds of pounds that you pay for it, brand new? No, it's not. Is it worth a second-hand punt? A cautious probably. Now, the V11, as far as I'm aware, now comes with easily replaceable batteries. The V8, I think you can replace the batteries, but they are not easy to do. They are built in here. Now, I also have a Hoover H3 stick, and the battery comes out on it, as does the Vax models. I plan to get one, I don't have one yet. So we're in May, so say roughly 4 months of regular use. It's been put through all of its paces. While we don't have hard floors, I did take it on holiday to a cabin that has hard floors. That was my husband in the background. To use the soft roller, which is this. Get the angle on the camera right. As you can see, it's near enough pristine. There's a bit of a bite out of it there. I had that before I got it. But it is a very soft, velvety feel roller with some raised brushes. It done the job okay. I'm not calling it a massive success. It also has this running roller on the back, but as you can see, it's not had much use, and I have no intention of doing extensive hard floors, so it probably won't unless I sell it on. Now, you can still buy the V8 from Dyson, but you can't buy the Absolute. The only difference between the Absolute and the Animal is that soft roller. And to be honest, it is really not worth bothering about. I mean, there has to be a load available second hand. Anyway, on to the rest of the brushes it has. It has, I'll use my pickup stick for this one. This, which is your bog standard dusting brush. also comes apart, and I've never actually done it. It comes apart, falls back to give you an upholstery brush. Kinda cross crevice tool. No, it's not quite focusing. Doesn't matter, you know what it is. This hasn't seen much use. I did use it just prior to filming on a very dusty lampshade in our hall. A job which this should be ideal for. And it was awful. All that happened was the dust got caught up in the bristles of the dusting brush, and the suction power, even on high suction, was so poor that I had to hand feed it through. There's no blockages within the system. It's working fine on carpeting. So as far as being a device for reaching and dusting, this was a lot of dust. So small amounts like cobwebs, you'll be fine, but anything extensive, it's a waste of time. So I'll move that out of the way. It's been talked about. This is the mini turbo tool. Now, as you can see, it has an upholstery use there as well. It's on a rocker, which I'm unconvinced adds to the use of it. Is it any good? It's another one that I'm not overly convinced over. Initially, I was using it for doing the stairs, and I've since just used the main brush for doing the stairs. For the amount of effort you've got to put in to get this small turbo brush to do its job versus the main head, just not worth it. Where I have used the small turbo brush, now it's for getting into corners and areas where the large head just doesn't manage, such as we've got this rug, as you can see, and where the rug ends and gives way to the carpet then intersects with the couch, the Dyson head can't get into that gap. The mini turbo head can, but it just doesn't clean that well. And this is an area that doesn't fail to be cleaned when using, for instance, a shark upright, Miele upright, Sebo upright. There's even an Auric that I've been playing about with, stood up in the corner. It manages fine. So I'm putting it down to just not being all that great. But with all that being said, on carpets, it is a good cleaner. Is it the best? No, not by a long shot. There's stubborn bits that it will refuse to pick up for no reason that I can fathom. It works fine. The brush roll is exceptional in not gathering hair. That is due to the, let's see if I can back up, the space, as you can see, between the two lines. So you have this soft black line all around, and this here is quite a stiff brush. So it alternates between fine and stiff. As you can see here, if I can point it at the camera, it has managed to wear itself out just on that middle section. Again, it was like that when I bought it. I would assume that's potentially a failure that they'll all get. It doesn't change the running. The main brush that you're looking to have and use is a stiff brush. It flicks up the dirt. The softer brush grooms the dirt into the machine. An analogy that I would use having horses is the use of a dandy brush and a body brush. They'll both clean your horse, but the stiff brush, which has the same stiffness roughly as the red bristles, is for getting the dusty, flick the dust out of the coat, and it'll also move harder to move, like dirt that's mud that's dried into the coat. The body brush has softer bristles and mainly works on grooming the coat, so getting the last of the fine dust off and making it silky. I'm going to presume that this vacuum cleaner is working in much the same way. And that's my cat up at the telly. Poppy, down. Poppy, down. She'll pick her moments. Get. For note, she's also aware when this is filming because she can hear it, given how much she avoids being on film when I'm trying to film her. There she comes. You're a rat bag. Yes. She can hear the camera, basically. But she does love a bit of vacuuming. So we've talked about the attachments. I am missing the crevice tool attachment. I don't think it's that great a loss. I think that upholstery tool could be used in instead. I'm not going to use the soft brush. Now, the very handy click for attaching on camera. All points click on and off. Have no issues with that. Pretty faultless. Now, how clean is my filter? Questions you ask yourself. Pardon me. Filter comes out the top. This one could do with a clean. And then just straight back in. Filter at the back. Again, just straight back on. So she says then, fuck it up. There we go. Now, the next issue that I have with this is the weight. And the weight in the hand is quite considerable, to the point that within the first couple of weeks of using it, it had bruised through my thumb and bruised the bone. It's not going to show up, but this mark here, which is like a permanent mark from using this machine. Now in part it's because I have small hands, so when I am using it, you must hold the trigger at all times to use it, and you hold it like that, and then as the weight of the machine gives way, it ends up dropping, and this purple bit here is what ends up rubbing on your thumb. If you're trying to keep a level of control in use of it, you will find that tensing the thumb to manoeuvre it makes it worse. Trying to focus on keeping the thumb away can work part of the time, but extended use, it just goes back into that position. For me, that is the number one reason as to why I wouldn't be tempted to buy one of these new. Because essentially I don't like owning a machine which hurts me through the use of it. As well as the fact that it's caused an injury and maintaining a bruise that until I stop using it won't go away. This is not a machine for MD who has any upper body physical ailments, MD who is weak, MD who is elderly and can't sustain holding a weight for a period of time. Now, the runtime on the V8 is quite short, but it still does give muscle fatigue. Now, I have a variety of physical ailments. I am disabled, and this is not a machine suited for my use. The weight being all up the top does not make it a pleasure to use. And I did contact Dyson in regards to this, but I never heard back. Perhaps because it was bought second hand, perhaps because they don't care. Who knows? They were given the option. And that was some months ago, so nothing to do with Corona. They were contacted well before we had a lockdown or pandemic. It makes this machine a hard machine to tell people to get or to recommend in any way. At a similar price point is the Bosch athlete. It's athlete but without an E in the end, which I got for Christmas as a gift from my husband, not from Bosch. Now, it is not a stick cordless, it is a cordless upright, and it is a joy to use. Now, I will do a review on it. It has more power in cleaning than the Dyson does. It certainly feels like a match to a number of my cordless uprights. Its runtime is exceptional, and after it's died you can get a few splatters out of it just to finish up, which when it comes to the Dyson, when it's dead, it's dead. And it cleans just exceptionally well. Like, we have a big muddy dog and there's been marks on the carpet that I assumed the only way I was getting them out was by using a carpet cleaner, and the Bosch removed those marks. Over multiple periods of time and a lot of vacuuming the same spot. But given that is a core part of this channel, vacuuming the same 2 rugs, it's something that I have experience in, and no other machine so far has done that, with the exception of some of the Kirby's. I say some, one did die, so I can't really count it as being the failure. But back to the Dyson, it is a nice machine, and I'm not going to take that away from them. But the flaws outweigh the merits. It does clean, and while it leaves the floor looking very clean, running another machine in after it, it hasn't picked everything up. I do intend to properly test that. I've still got the results of the test that I was doing when my back went, and I'll go over them. That's between a DC01 and Shark Duo Clean. Yeah. The delay was I have a Shark upstairs and downstairs, and I forget which ones were. Or was it? No, versus the other Shark. NV680? Maybe. Anyway, back again to the Dyson. We're going to have a look. There is some dirt on the floor, not a lot. We're going to run it at its normal power, and then we'll give it a blast on full power and just let you have a glance at it. It's on 2 bars of battery just now. It should be enough to see us out. Okay, then we'll just do this next section on the boost. Now the boost is just a switch on the back, so that is normal mode and this is max. Now, whether or not you could see what it was picking up, I'm unsure. I'm not used to this setup. It certainly does, as expected, far better on max setting than on normal. There's a general feeling that running it on max is better, which it is, but it's better for your cleaning and the amount of time you spend cleaning, but it's not better for the machine. So lithium-ion batteries, don't like being ran hot, and you will burn the battery out far quicker than if you used it on normal. Now, I'm quite guilty of running it hot a lot because I prefer the quicker clean time than to the longer clean time. Another reason why I wouldn't really want to buy one new. Maybe we'll see where their build quality goes in terms of the weight that's on your hand and replaceable batteries. Because until that point, I don't think it's something I'd want to spend the money on. Whereas the Bosch, I would happily recommend and say to spend the money on it new. It has the same problem with lithium-ion batteries. And whereas the Dyson batteries are, as far as I believe, replaceable, the Bosch, and you'll see it when I do a proper review on it, are nearly impossible to get in a replacement. It is a big job. You've got to strip the entire machine down. My last complaint with this, and I'm not going to do it, but I will show how it's done, is this here. You pull up. Now you can see the bin. The bin's quite full, but it tends to end up filled up round the front and not the side. Is that possibly because I use it sitting down mostly? Maybe. I don't know. But to empty it, you pull that up twice. And this drops open. I cannot seem to do this without getting a cloud of dust on my face. Now, obviously I like older machines, I like bagged machines. But I use a lot of bagless machines, and I never experience this dust in the face business like I do with this machine. Every time. And half the time it doesn't even seem to end up in the bin, so I've then got to go back round the bin, hoovering up what's managed to jump back out again. It makes it a less pleasant business to go about. And, well, by watching this channel, you know that vacuum cleaners and hoovering is a pleasure for me. So, yeah, Dyson V8 Absolute. You can't buy it in stores anymore, but the animal is the same machine without the fluffy head. And with the sounds of dinner in the background, I'm going to end this review with a fence sitting recommendation. That being, they're worth a punt second hand. Beware the battery might be close to getting burnt out if somebody has ran it hot all the time. I got lucky with this one. The filter picks up the house smells. This one stank of smoke. And give it its due, it did clean up, but it just punts out a stink. At the moment it stinks of dog, but we're used to that. He lives with us. I wouldn't pay the money for it. If you have any issues with holding weight in your hands, then I'd look elsewhere. I would look at cordless uprights. Even, which I'll do a review on in the future. The Hoover stick that I have, it has great pickup, light in the hand, replaceable battery. 1/10 of the price of a new Dyson. But comments welcome. It's not a bad machine. It's not the best. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.